Hi, everybody. This is Steve Larvick, your online marketing guy. I am here today with Sandy Masori and Nikki Faldamalay, who are marketing consultants. We are working with attendees to Nikki's conference for sexual awareness being held down in Mission Bay. It's Cinco de Mayo, and I want to say hello and welcome to everybody. And hola, Nikki. How are you?
Hi, really good. I want to introduce my original Tantra teacher. This is Laurie Handlers.
Yay.
Hi, Laurie.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And we're also here with Sandy, who has the screen up right now. So what we're going to do is let Laurie tell us a little bit about what her business is, about her website, what the purpose of it is, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. My website is butterflyworkshops.com, and that's a plural, butterflyworkshops.com. And my business is I teach Tantra in all over the United States and in various places around the world. And I sell things like books and CDs and DVDs and other Tantra-related products. And I also, my book is called Sex and Happiness, and I have a radio show, a podcast that I've been broadcasting since 2006, and it's called Sex and Happiness.
Okay. Sandy, I'm not able to use screen share for some reason, but you are. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go through with you on the site here.
Okay.
The purpose of this website is to do what, Laurie?
Is to inform people about Tantra, to teach them things like there's many articles that they can read for free, is to sell product and to promote my radio show and to promote blog posts and other things from time to time. Also, I take
you're running a podcast.
Pardon me?
You have a podcast on iTunes? Is that the radio show?
The radio show is at webtalkradio.net.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
also on iTunes. It's called Sex and Happiness.
Okay.
What's Tantra Cafe? Another one?
Tantra Cafe was my first show that I started, and then I decided to expand into every angle of sex, not just Tantra.
Mm.
And I also take people on tours, like I'm taking them to Peru. Actually, this one is not correct, April 23rd. It's going to be November 19th. We changed the date. And I also am taking people this year to Jamaica, to the resort Hedonism, and to Harbin Hot Springs for the mastery of self-love.
All right. So the bottom line is this site is here to make money, right?
Sure.
This is the face of your company?
Of course.
And you have a sign up for the email newsletter, get a free MP3 download of Laurie's A Taste of Sex, and I might put my name in there for that, my email for that. How do you book your appointments? Do you have people call in?
Yes.
Would you prefer? Would it help to have a phone number up on top, maybe in the header? To book? No.
Well, people book through classes. Like I have a newsletter, and they book classes through my website, through PayPal, and they call me when they have questions, but often they don't. They just book.
Do you have a shopping cart on this site somewhere?
I do. It's called Store.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to have Sandy look at the back end of this, and Nikki is going to look at the overall style and design of it, and I'll chime in here if I have any bright ideas. But let's start with you, Nikki. What do you think about the site?
I like the site. To me, at first glance, it looks like there's too much text and too many options. And if you scroll down, it goes on and on and on. So it's more like a blog post, if you would.
It is.
Yeah. And so that's interesting because if I want to continue to read, I don't have to click anywhere. But when I first came to the site, I basically thought, okay, the video's there. It's a little tiny, but it automatically plays, so it got my attention. And I know there's, a couple of different points of view on that, but when it automatically plays, it draws your attention to that spot on the page. So that's a good thing. And there's a clear call to action, and it's short and sweet, so I love that about it. I guess maybe what I'm thinking here is that there are enough choices on this above the fold view that I might get confused as to where to go. But again, the video draws my attention. The upper left corner photograph draws my attention. Other than that, it looks a little chaotic. I'm very distractible, so I probably wouldn't read more than the headlines. But I love that you've got the social media buttons on there, so that works really well.
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
So looking at the back end, I'm guessing that you didn't set this up yourself, right?
I did not. Someone we know and love did.
Okay, so, and I see that they put in the Yoast plugin for Google Analytics, so I'm very curious why they didn't put in an SEO plugin. Because your page titles, here is your homepage title, Butterfly Workshops, Laurie Handlers Transformational Tantra, which isn't necessarily going to help you much in search. It doesn't necessarily tell somebody who's coming what the site is about, unless they're searching for Butterfly Workshops, in which case they already know you.
Right.
So you may want to instead, you know, if transformational tantra is what people are searching for, and I don't know because I haven't done research into this to know what are people actually typing in, or are they typing in how can I have more intimacy or whatever it is, but I think you want to make that your page title, and then you're going to want to have your description. And every single page of your website should have its own SEO. And it's very simple. It's just a plugin. It's by the same person that created the plugin that you're using for analytics, Yoast. It's called WordPress SEO or SEO for WordPress by Yoast. And once you install that plugin, it will put on every page in the back end of your website a field for you to create a page title and a page description and put in your meta keywords. So what your search engines see is is this stuff back here, right? They don't see the pictures, they don't see the pretty layout. This is what they see.
Mm-hmm.
So in this, you know, looking at it just purely as a search engine, more words are good. Whereas maybe people don't like to read lots and lots of text, that search engines certainly do. So that's always the challenge, is to find the balance between photographs and foveal view for your human visitors. Foveal view would be that basically people can only take in chunks of information that's about the size of, if you were to like make the OK symbol with your hand, so about the size of the circle that you create with your thumb and forefinger.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's how human beings take in information on websites, is they like it in those kind of size chunks.
Okay, got
That's
it.
what they say. But the main thing I would say is really just get. I see. You've got the all-in-one. You've got the all-in-one SEO pack. I would get rid of the all-in-one SEO pack and go with the Yoast SEO instead.
Do you know how much work you're making for me, Sandy? You know how many blogs I have?
I know. I'm sorry. And you know what? I had to do this on all of mine too, because I had all-in-one SEO on all of my websites as well, and just recently I've been going through this also. But
Okay.
it doesn't seem that the information from all-in-one SEO with whatever some of the latest changes of Google is, it doesn't seem that it's picking those things up anymore. But the Yoast one, it is, and I don't know why that is, but I have noticed that. And I also think that it's just easier to do the on-page SEO with the Yoast plugin.
Okay.
So if you've got a web designer who's doing this for him, just tell him, hey, can you please switch SEO plugins for the Yoast one, and show me how to update my, you know, the page titles on it. Or he can go through and put on every page, on every blog post, a page title that is not your name. Right? I mean, what you want is something that's really expressing the general idea of that page.
Okay.
They already know that they've come to you. Butterfly Workshops is the name of the website, so we don't need to say that everywhere. You're already getting that credit.
It's great.
So and then the description, I don't know do people ever call you, or do people only click to make the appointments?
Both. People
Okay.
call me, people click, people write me. They do clean contact from. I often get emails. Like every week, I get 10 emails from clean contact from my site.
So if people do call you, if you're open to people calling you, or you have a phone number that's set up to receive those calls, and that phone number could be an autoresponder phone number. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a live phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely recommend that on every single page, within the 160 characters of the description, you get your phone number in it. Because some people will just pick up the phone and call without even clicking.
Okay. It's great advice.
So, yeah, so there's the 5-minute version.
All right, let me just a couple of things here. I do believe that if you're trying to book appointments or seminars, you should have a phone number, and absolutely it should be at the top. The biggest complaint I have about most sites, and this one is no exception, is it's not a strong enough call to action. You need people, when they're coming here, you're sending them here because they're looking for something that you're selling, and everybody's afraid to sell. But you need to get a phone number or a way to contact you up at the top here. I would make this, are you seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I would make your opt-in bigger, and I would have a headline that grabs attention, and I would add more to it. I would ask for at least a first name along with the email, and possibly the cell phone number also if you have an SMS text autoresponder. Then this podcast is great. This iTunes podcast, I imagine, gets you some business, right?
I never know.
Okay, so what you need to do is start tracking results, where you're getting your leads, where they're coming from. But you have a ton of content in here. Look at this. And you should be promoting your iTunes link within your site. You've got it in here, I know.
Promoting that how?
Maybe we move it up higher.
The iTunes link. The thing is that on iTunes, I don't get a count of how many downloads, and on the radio website itself, they count every week. So like I know how many people listen per month, but in iTunes I can only estimate because iTunes doesn't tell me.
We have a solution for that. We have a platform, basic logs, all that.
There are 1 billion people on Apple iTunes. So this is a huge source or potential source of traffic for you. And you should be promoting this in your website and your blog posts along with your site itself. And you should get these buttons up where people can see them somewhere. And do you have a video podcast, or is it just audio?
It's audio.
Because of the nature of your business, I would suggest a video podcast also.
Okay.
Video is something that smartphones and tablets are now utilizing in a lot of people's consumption. So TV shows are now watched on the smartphones and the tablets. Right. Drive time, people, just in all ways, shapes, and forms. These are like billions of people, not just millions.
Okay.
They're converting all of their consumption to these devices.
And so, what happens if I do a video podcast? Does that go on YouTube, or does that also go on iTunes?
Both. Okay. You would do the video, planning to convert it to a WAV file or an MP3 file after you make the video to use in both places. So, I mean, you don't have to make 2 different shows. You just make one show, but you record it. You record it with video, and then convert the file.
Easily. I can do it. I mean, I do it all the time when I'm doing Skype sessions.
Right.
So it's the same thing, right? You see 2 screens. You see myself and you, and it's being recorded.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Easy.
If you've already got that content.
I do. I have. Oh, I don't have that content, but I could have that content easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just do it from now on.
Right.
How much do you charge for these events?
Which event do you charge for Peru?
Well, I'm looking at the bottom of your screen. It looks like you have a trip planned to
Peru.
Yes, to Machu Picchu.
Yes, and a 5-day course. It's going to change a little bit. My web designer hasn't gotten around to it yet, but it's changing. It's $2,200.
So you should. Okay, there it is at the bottom, and then there's your. So you're working with Alea Journeys, or is that you also?
No, that's Eleonora Lubian, and she's part of Alea Journeys.
Okay. Do you do these events more than once a year?
Sometimes.
Do you want to?
Well, that's what I'm doing here at the training. I do them. I usually take people to India every year, and then on another tour. So I've taken people to Costa Rica. I'm taking people to Peru. I've taken people to England, and I don't want to do it alone anymore, which is why I'm at the conference. Like it's, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. I've taken people on tour to India 6 times. So, like I said, sometimes it goes, and then there's been times when it doesn't. So, sure, I'd love to, but I don't want to do it alone anymore.
Laurie, explain to me what Butterfly Workshops means. What's the connotation?
When I was going into business, I didn't know what to name my company, and I knew that the butterfly was the Chinese symbol of transformation. And I went to this is great, I went to a psychic. I never go to psychics, but my friend Alan said, you have to go to psychics, so I went. And she told me to name the company Eagle Workshops, and I said to her, that's way too American apple pie for me. I'm not naming it Eagle. So then I went to the Smithsonian Institution. I spent the whole day with the butterfly expert of Earth, waiting for him to stop talking so I could ask him if caterpillars have a choice. And he said, no, caterpillars don't have a choice. It's in their DNA. They have to transform. I said, good. It's the same for people. They just think they can not transform. And so I named my company Butterfly Workshops.
Wow.
Okay. I think that's a pretty cool story, and you should probably use that on these pages, on the About page. I like that you have a really simple layout. You don't have a bunch of sub-tabs like we've seen on some of these other sites. But as is the case with most of these, you don't really talk about yourself on the About page, which is what people want to know about. Maybe this video shows it, I don't know. But you talk about your company and your, where you went to school and that sort of thing. But I think if you can get more personal on the About page and how tell a story like that, maybe even make that into a video and put it up there. I don't know, but you could have it transcribed and get some content that's more personal about you on the About page. Otherwise, this site, I mean, it has a lot in it. There's a place for them to buy your stuff. I would, on the home page, maybe have a call to action with a link that sends them to that store page, or maybe several links to send them to places to buy things, instead of just the image with the link. Have it say, go here to get this, click here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I think overall it's a pretty good site.
Great.
Any final thoughts, Nikki?
Yeah, I mean, I think websites are great. They're more like a business card these days, though, and so it's a place to go to get a little bit of everything about people, but it's really not the marketing campaign of choice. And so in today's video marketing realm, where that's growing to be billions and billions of dollars worth of input and consumption, what we look at is doing marketing campaigns that have a single focus and a single call to action. And so what you do when you do your marketing newsletters and such, instead of giving the overview of everything that you've ever done or you're going to do, I would go with one message at a time and start to do more often, but do separate messages with separate calls to action.
Okay.
And you can measure what's working and what's not working.
Well, I'm just going to say, I feel that newsletters are passe now. I feel like people get too many of them in their inbox. And so I have something like 5,000 people on my mailing list, and if I get a 20%, 18, 19, or 20% open rate, that's big.
That's actually a really good open rate.
It's good because it's a niche target. We do the same thing, but it's not good enough.
I just feel like that sucks. I
You
really,
know,
I feel like,
Facebook has really replaced newsletters. Facebook
yeah,
is a newsletter. People create a feed, RSS feeds on their Facebook page, and they watch want there. And that's one thing that's missing here. Do you have a Facebook page?
yes,
Just
I have
there.
a big Facebook page, and I have a personal one and a business one.
Okay, you're
And
not promoting
that's
each
where I
other.
get clients. That's where I get calls from and clients. I get people at least 25 men and maybe 3 women a day write me and say, "Can I do a session with you? I need your help." Some of them are very bogus. They're in a foreign country and they want something for free. They don't even own a credit card. And or they go, "Hi, how are you?" And then, "What do you do?" And I go, "Well, that's why I have a page and a website. You know, if you want to know what I do, please go to my page and website." I'm not trying to be rude to you, but 25 others of you have written to me today too and said, "Hi, how are you?" So so I just but I do answer specific questions, and I convert them about a 90% conversion rate into clients.
Nice.
That Facebook is really a powerful tool, and I guess you're using Facebook to send them to this website, but you might want to send them. You might want to put there are plug. I'm not sure what kind of platform this is on, Sandy. Do you know?
Yeah, it's WordPress.
It's WordPress. So there are plugins you can use to put a link there to send them to your Facebook page, or even put a feed from your Facebook page onto the site.
She has the social buttons. She just doesn't have the
She has the social buttons, but they don't go
not
to
the
her
feed.
page.
They don't?
Well, will they? If you click on follow us,
Click
let's
on
see.
Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. It should go.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, yeah, it brought me there.
There I am.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, and that's probably enough, but you can do more than that. You can create a box that will put your feed from your Facebook page onto your website, and you can actually
Oh, that's great.
you could actually put the RSS feed from your website and feed it to your Facebook page. So every time you post to your website, it will automatically go onto your Facebook page for you.
Okay.
All of that can be done by plugins. So it sounds like it'd be
Simple
something really
Facebook.
complicated.
Yes.
It's 2 seconds of your programmers of your web guy's time.
Okay.
Simple Facebook Connect is that plugin. Sandy, do you have anything to add or finish up with here?
No, I just in terms of newsletters, I agree with you. I don't think get my newsletter is a great call to action. Who wants another newsletter? And maybe rather than doing newsletters, each email or each communication is, like Nikki said, a single subject, a single tip, a single, something that's going to draw them in, make them open it because they're interested in that. And then whatever sales piece you might have is kind of at the bottom, oh, by the way, kind of thing. Rather than, when I think of a newsletter, I think of, the highly formatted ones with all the tiny little, with all the tiny little boxes. And, oh, okay, click here, you start reading something, and now you got to click for more, and it's like, who has the time for it? Whereas if it's just one running email, a short email that says, hey, I discovered this, I read this great book by this other Tantra mistress, and I really recommend it. And that's it, oh, okay, well, this is something short. Sure, I'm going to open it. When I look at it, it's not overwhelming me with tons of little boxes and information all over the place. It's just one piece of information, and you're not even selling me anything. You're just saying, hey, here's something I think you're going to like. So then when I get the next email from you in that same style, I'm going to go, okay, that's right. She's not going to overwhelm with me information. She probably has something that maybe I will be interested in, or a tip that I hadn't thought of, or something like that.
Okay.
So bite-sized information.
I just did a really successful list building giveaway with 9 other people, and we walked away with tons of names and email addresses from that, and everyone gave something away. I gave away 2 things.
Nice.
So I got a lot from that. But it had its drawbacks. It took a while for me to figure out what link to give people, and then Constant Contact changed the link to something else.
Oh, no.
And diverted it. So, it was a big learning experience, but it was much better than a summit.
Right, and so you're doing a lot of speaking on the stage?
I speak on the stage. I clearly speak on my radio show.
Right, so a text-based opt-in would be great for you, and Nikki can talk to you about that. She's an expert in this. But both on your radio show and on the stage, you can offer worksheets, your slide deck, any number of giveaways with the call to action of text your name and email to, whatever it is, 555-555-1212 or whatever. And
That's so
or
smart.
scan a barcode or whatever. There's several.
yeah. But if they're listening to you, then they've probably got their phone in their pocket, so it's probably pretty easy to get them to whip it out and text in.
And they like it, and it's an engagement tactic, so that they actually feel like they're working with you by you telling them what to do, and now look at this, and that's
right. And you know what?
Get
this worksheet, I think, would be a great call to action, because you're talking about strategies, you're talking about techniques, and my learning style, I like to have paper, something tangible in front of me, and that's the hardest thing that I have with a lot of the self-help style of whatever, is that oftentimes, what I'm getting is this kind of message of, okay, so just clear your mind and change your thoughts, and being highly ADHD, that doesn't mean anything to me. But if you give me a worksheet and you say, okay, you know what, text your name and email, and I'm going to give you a worksheet that will help you focus and understand this, I am all over that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, and each of these call to action, the one targeted action.
Yeah, and you can start doing that on your iTunes podcast too. Because as we said, iTunes is a big, giant brand name that will promote you. And the more viewers you get on that, the more you climb up their ranks, you can be a #1 podcast on them. They're recommending you and getting listeners and viewers for you. And then, you're right, you can't get the analytics from them that maybe you can in other ways. But what you can do is divert that audience over into your own tribe, into your own properties.
Sure. I got it.
Hijack their audience, so to speak, right?
Yeah. It's not, it's diverting it. Yeah.
Well, that's what they want you to do. That's the purpose of it. They want you to promote iTunes so that people will buy things from them. And that's why they allow that platform to be for free. You could charge for these iTunes sessions as well. You have that ability, but it's really more valuable, I think, as Sandy said, to use it to build your list and sell them trips and sell them
sales funnel. Building a sales funnel from all of this content, you've got the perfect in, because you've got so much to give away that you can just quietly or sneaky kind of add, here's a $7 item, and then here's a $97 item.
Right.
That's right. You can take back editions of your podcast, back editions of your show, and collate them together and have them transcribed and have a little free ebook to give away, a best of kind of thing.
That's exactly what I've been thinking of doing.
Yeah.
I have all the great Tantra teachers except maybe 2 in the world, and I have, and I also can make a little critique about, well, they differ from each other this way, this way, this way, this way. Like, how do you know who to choose? You could choose this one because of this one because of this one because of this. Then I have everything you ever wanted to know about BDSM. Then I have everything you ever wanted to know about female ejaculation. Then I have everything like I have volumes of things because I've interviewed everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
that sounds like a product to me. You make several books out of that, but you turn the whole thing into a course, or which you already have, I guess. These already are the courses that you're selling, I suppose, right?
Say this again.
Are those the courses that you're selling in the store?
Yes, I sell my courses in the store. Yes, I don't sell them in the store. It says workshops, and then you go to the workshops page, and that's where I sell those.
Okay, so this is all the content that you already have that you were talking about, correct? Or you're talking about the podcast?
These are teleseminars that I did with people live on the phone, and then you were down further. These are teleseminars that I did with people on the phone, and then I edited them and I made them into product. And from time to time, like in the Christmas holidays, I bunch them together and I make them a little cheaper, and I sell them. People give them as stocking stuffers.
Well, you certainly have a lot of content and a lot of good products here. So I think the thing is, you need to get these out as videos and submitted with automated software. Get yourself all over the front page of the internet. These are.
I would never do a podcast without dog barking.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think we better wrap it up. I know you have some people coming in, Nikki. So I want to thank you, Laurie Handlers, for being with us today and letting us pick apart your site and talk about your business.
I'm greatly encouraged.
I think you have a lot to work with here. It would be fun to work on this. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up. Nikki, thank you very much for joining us. Sandy, thanks for coming. Can you put your face up, Sandy?
Oh, yeah.
So we can see you.
There I am.
There she is. This is Sandy Masori, and
That's right. Here's the offending dog.
Oh, there we go. Oh, let's get him on there. People love dogs.
That's right. For such a little guy, he's got a big loud bark. This is Buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
All right, folks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.
This is Steve Larvik, your online marketing guy, the author of the best-selling book Oracular Marketing, #1 for online advertising on Amazon for the last 3 weeks. I want to thank you for joining us. We've been talking with marketing experts and consultants about how to improve a website's performance and getting leads, sales, making money for people, and I appreciate it. Again, this is Steve Larvik. For Nikki and Sandy, I'm signing off and wishing you much success.